5, 4,
3,
2, 1.
Hey!
Hello.
Texicans, welcome to the Ladies of Discourse show. Sammy Chica here, and we've got the lovely nerd girl.
Hey!
The stunning Serena.
Hey!
The lovely Blaze.
G'day, everybody.
And the lusty Chloe.
Hi.
I totally know why you're calling her the lusty Chloe from our conversation before the live stream started, but
Why is the camera so red?
Yeah, we were just talking about dick pics just before you guys came in, and how many some of us get. Just say the lovely Chloe gets quite a few, so we're having a good old conversation about that.
Me and Serena, the reigning champs of dick pics.
Too many.
Guys.
too many. Yeah, so that's a problem that I guess it's a problem if you let it be one, right? And it's one that is kind of unique to being a woman in a male-dominated industry, which is already a topic that I don't really like to talk about. But like sometimes there are real things that people don't understand, and if we don't talk about them in public, then nobody ever knows, right?
Right.
This is true for sure. I mean, I'd have to say, like, definitely I've been very impressed with the caliber of men we have in Hex so far. I think, that hasn't even been something that's like come into my mind at all when dealing with any of the guys who've been just so lovely and welcoming. But yeah, outside of our lovely little communities, certainly,
Right?
we can have these rather strange experiences, and we were just trying to work out like why. What is it? Why would a guy think that this is a great first move, a great first step when like trying to connect with a lady? And yeah, I think it speaks a lot.
Don't send one unless she asks for one.
Right.
I think that's a good rule of thumb. Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
It's a good idea. I mean, I don't mind them personally. I always click on them. Look at
I mean,
them.
you're gonna get rated for sure. So
If they're nice, I send them around to my friends, have a look at this one, check it out. But that's just me. They're not all lovely. So that's probably a good rule of thumb not to send them to everybody.
Yeah. I mean, if it's not pretty, definitely don't send it. Yeah.
All right. So,
Guys,
you're a new Aussie Hexican chick, which is awesome because there's not many of us. There is a few guys from Brisbane, a couple from Melbourne. Hey guys, watching all the Aussie late night unwrecked everyone crew. How you going? So, do you want to tell us where you're from, Blaze, and how you got into Hex?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's definitely been a journey. So yeah, as Sammy said, I'm from Sydney, Australia, coming at you from down under. And I'm a music artist on the weekends, and through the week I'm a psychologist. So I obviously work with people and provide counselling and help them through like mental health challenges and all that sort of stuff. And so I first actually came across Hex just before the big payday last year. So I think, obviously there was a lot of videos going around, and I think I stumbled across a stream from Hexologist, and I didn't know anything about it at the time. I basically just knew that they were giving away some free coins. So I bought some and didn't really think too much more of it, for a while after that. Then yeah, just kind of like progressively stumbled across some other streams. Saw one of the Discourse Syndicate streams actually was probably pretty pivotal in like one of my first experiences with Hex. So, I heard RG and Dollar Cost just chatting about Hex, and I think RG basically said one thing. He said the T-share rate always goes up, and that's when it just kind of dawned on me. I was like, I just immediately was like at the computer, just like purchasing more hex. And then, yeah, like eventually, like I said, just like kind of learnt more and more. Like recently I'm listening to one of the streamers named Wales Only. And he's been like just blowing my mind with maths and all that sort of stuff. And that led me to doing my first 5555 stake in recent times. And Karim was also really, really wonderful during that time. I got my Staker app wallet from him, and he's, sending me through a free hoodie for participating in the promotion. And so now I'm just a full-on Hexagon, I guess you can call me.
That's awesome, Blaze. That's awesome. And you got your Quattro Cinco stakes. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think they're going to do really well. And I've noticed that you are quite active on Twitter. Do you enjoy going on Twitter, and how are you finding the Hex community?
Just so wonderful. Hey, like it's really like with a lot of social media, I just find either I don't know exactly what it is about Hex other than everybody's so supportive, so encouraging, so welcoming. Like you feel at home immediately. Like even though I've never met any of you ladies, like I know, for a fact I'm going to feel, at home talking to any one of you. And so that's just been so wonderful and encouraging. And it's also made me just kind of go, well, I want more people to, be part of this. And also I think we're all going to get like hella rich. So like everyone that I know and love, like I want them to be part of it. So, I'm just trying to kind of spread the word as best as I can.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, it's really a diamond in the rough, and the more people you can get in, the better. And I mean, even though gas fees are off its face at the moment, NrdGrl is going to go in depth into how we can reduce our gas fees and have a better user experience when it comes to getting our friends and family in and not making them pay those horrendous gas fees.
100%.
Chloe, I know we've had you on Joe Exotic, and I watched it. I love your story, and I sent you a direct message saying how much I loved it and loved hearing what you're all about and where you came from. But for the people who didn't watch it, did you just want to introduce yourself, where you're from, and how you got to Hex?
So I am from the United States. I live in Montana. I pretty much grew up in a very poor, like just have nothing lifestyle. I've had to work for everything that I do have and then get it all taken away to start from scratch. And so here I am pretty much at scratch. I found Hex with Bitcoin. I was like trying to figure out how trading worked and what I'm supposed to do with it. And then I had stumbled across a video saying Hex was a scam. And I was like, okay, why? Because I'm like, I don't know crypto. Why is it a scam? I need to know. And I was like, this is not a scam. There's no freaking way, after just looking at everything with not even knowing as much as I know now. I was like, no way. So I made a 90-day stake, which comes out in like 2 weeks. Yay. But I made a 90-day. I was like, I'm going to look into a little bit more and see. And I started watching all your guys' streams and just reading on it and pretty much everything I possibly could in a very short amount of time. Because then I went and dived in and did 10 years and then 15 before I even made a thought about like needing it next year. Like, what can I do next year? Like I was like, no, because it just makes sense, and for someone my age and a lot of your age, you guys look pretty young, and the people on Twitter and
only Serena.
Huh?
Are you kidding?
What did you say?
I think only Serena is comparable in age to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old are you, Serena? 27. Yeah. So we're like, a lot of us are like super young. So like, oh gosh, I don't know. Just 15 years, it was like a no-brainer, like, oh shit. Like, I'm going to be 39. That is out of this world. Like, if Hex does what it's supposed to do, and it will do, like, those numbers are way out there, and I don't even know what to do in 15 years. I don't know what to do, my like, you know, it's gonna be an
Whatever
adventure.
you want.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
It's gonna be different. Like I can't do that stuff right now, you know? Can't do anything. So
Yeah.
it'll be cool. I'm excited.
It'll be different. I'm the same as you, Chloe. I mean, I work 9 to 5 from home, which is great, but I'm still slave to the computer. And it'd be good to think in 15 years, you know, our lives can change, like bigger houses, holidays, nicer clothes, nicer jewelry, nicer boyfriends.
Yeah.
Less dick pics or more dick pics? It's
Probably more.
I don't know.
This one's worth it. Come on.
Oh, that's
Sit back down, boy.
That's really cool to hear.
Yeah.
And Serena, did you want to go ahead? I mean, we all know you. You're a Hexagon OG. Did you just want to tell anyone that who's just rocked up today to the stream a little bit about yourself and how you got in the early days and what you do?
Sure. So I got into crypto around the end of 2017, and I heard about not Bitcoin Hex when it was called Bitcoin Hex. So I'm like super OG. And I make videos on YouTube. And I was one of the first people to make a Hex video on YouTube after Richard, because when I went to make my video and I searched Hex, like there was nothing else. So yeah.
Cool. And where are you from? Where are you from?
I'm in Canada. So
which part of Canada, Serena?
Ontario.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
And what's the weather there like at the moment? You got snow, Serena?
It's snowy, but lately it's been like sunny and stuff, so it's been nice lately. So yeah. But we'll probably have more snow soon because that always happens. So
Right. Same.
Yeah, that's beautiful though, having the snow there.
Yeah. Oh, and said also Serena was also the first lady to paint her nails hex colored, and that is also true. So
Nice.
first hex.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
Cool. Blaze, what's the weather like up there in Sydney today? Is it nice?
Today, it's actually pretty cloudy and rainy and just a bit kind of muggy. So we're going to get the opposite problem in like Australia. It's like just when you think summer is ending, you just get slapped in the face with like another like heat wave probably in March. So I'm just kind of waiting for that to happen. I always get a bit over summer by now, but look, it's been lovely. We've been getting a lot of sun and, you know, beach time and all that sort of stuff. So
you got better weather than us. We got the arse end of summer now, and it hasn't even been a hot summer. Like it really, there's a hot weather. You know, like come on, I'm ready for it. But anyway, it's what it is. You know, it's nearly finished. But it'd be nice to see snow. I mean, for me, I'm an hour away from the snow, minimum.
Yeah.
What about
cool.
you? Would be as well, Blaze? Yeah.
I'm like, for me to see snow, it's actually ages. So I would need to probably drive, like I'd need to get to like Perisher or like Jindabyne or something like that. And that's probably
that's in midwinter, just to see it. Yeah. All right, Nerd Girl, everyone knows you. You're a big personality on Twitter, very popular, funny, sexy lady. Did you just want to tell anyone that hasn't come across you, which there won't be many, you know, how you got into Hex and just a bit about yourself or where you live?
So I live in the Northwest United States. I got into Hex because, it was really just, I was researching crypto tribalism, kind of like as an independent fall off from dropping out of my PhD program. And I had actually stumbled across a video of Richard when I was researching a different crypto project a couple of years ago. And when I reached out to him and said, hey, I think that you're about to be the next victim of like targeted crypto tribalism, and he ignored me. So I kind of just walked away and started, you know, doing something else, focusing on something else. And I don't know, 9 months or a year or something later, RG came and said, hey, you need to come and look at Hex and what's going on here right now because it lines up with your studies. And I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. So
wow, you were very, like, what's the word when you predict something really well, like prescient, or I'm not that good with vocabulary, but it
really wasn't any kind of omniscience. All the signs were there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely a really interesting topic because I mean, like, I feel like it's gotten a little bit better. Like, there are more kind of influencers now starting to talk about the fact that, okay, we've got to actually like work together more, and like when we collaborate more, the space as a whole, like, you know, grows better, and we can, you know, we can make a lot more progress that way than just having these weird little tribal battles. But it's still also at the same time, it's still really there. Like, it's still really my team's got to win, you know, and for us to win, you guys got to lose, like, kind of stuff. And it still seems like it's quite kind of immature in that sense.
For sure. I mean, I've been, you know, working and researching in cryptocurrency for years, and I've lost friends. Like, people who I used to be friends with won't speak to me. Like, it's not even just a industry problem. It's a massive human problem. Like, I mean, that's really sad that you can't even talk about things that are not related to crypto with people who disagree with what you want to hold in your wallet. Like, that just,
absolutely. And NerdGrl, you put out a tweet today and talking a little bit about the relief that the Hex community has from all the hatred and the comments and negativity that we've seen on Twitter for quite some time. You've noticed there's a relief from that?
So I have definitely noticed that, you know, for a while it was like Hexicans were full-blown under attack. And whenever a group is under, you know, just massive pressure, you know, everybody else is kind of ganging up on them, they're going to band together tighter, which of course gives them cult characteristics, right? And then gives everybody who's criticizing more reason to say, oh, they're a cult, you know, and then it just like compounds and gets worse and gets worse. And there was a time, I think maybe it was before the start of this year, in 2020, when things were so bad that you couldn't say one thing, like, I own a coin that isn't Hex in addition to my Hex, without getting, like, I mean, I was getting attacked from outside of Hex for speaking to Hexicans and from inside of Hex for speaking to people who weren't Hexicans. And I was like, there's nothing I can do, you know? Yeah. And it does seem like that has gotten better. And I know that some of it is just time, and some of it is that the leveled attacks have cooled down. Yeah. I mean, it's still bad. It's still ridiculous. It's still, you know, why can't we just have conversations and exist separately? But it's definitely gotten better in the last 6 months.
I absolutely agree with you. And being on Twitter in the last 12 months, there's been a lot of hatred towards the Hexicans, comments, which are nasty, not only to Hex, but Richard Hart. And, you know, I mean, I believe in being a diverse human being, you know, if it's crypto, religion, race, whatever, I'm open to everything. And I don't think there's a need in crypto to rubbish someone else or someone else's coin just because they like it. But it's great. It's got better because it's less work for us Hexicans. But gee, we get in there and we work as a team. You know, there's real compassion there to say, you know, get in there and say, hang on a sec, that's not fair. So just a little bit about me. Sammy Chica, Hex Princess on Twitter. I got into crypto in 2017. I live in Melbourne, Australia, in the northern suburbs. I love cryptocurrency, and it's been so exciting for me. I spend a lot of time doing research and reading articles. I followed Richard Hart back in 2017, and he really captured my attention. And I was like, who is this guy? I got to check him out. When he had long hair and it's really cool. And so then I was sort of addicted to him. So every time I got his notification, like, oh, he's streaming, so I better hop on. And even though I didn't really understand like everything he was saying, like I thought, that's a bit over my head. But generally, I got to know what he was talking about and watched all his videos and was really excited about his new Hex crypto coming out. And I thought to myself, I wonder if I'm going to be smart enough to actually get in and do it, because I know it was really involved. It wasn't like just an exchange. It was going into a MetaMask and going into the lobby and, you know, getting your coin. So I finally figured it out, and I got in. So I was surprised at myself. And to be honest, I haven't looked back. I've had a great past 12 months with all the Hexicans. I've met some great people. And we've done a lot of cool things. Like Big Payday was awesome. They had a big 24-hour stream, and I actually took a couple of days off work. So, you know, I got drunk and we had so much fun in the chat. It's just been a real good time. And apart from that, we had COVID as well. So we were in the biggest lockdown. We were in the longest lockdown in the world here in Victoria. So we could only leave home for 4 reasons. And it was just great because you could just jump online and anyone was on, and you always could talk to someone, and there was always heaps going on. So it's been fantastic in that part of it.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah. So gas prices are going crazy, everybody. And I know, like you guys, like I want to get a few of my friends in, a few of my loved ones in to Hex, and I really don't want them to pay these crazy gas prices. But apparently there is a solution, and that is all regarding Quickswap. And NerdGrl just happens to know a lot about Quickswap. So, NerdGrl, did you want to tell us a bit about what Quickswap is and how it works?
Yeah. So first, I don't know if it's it is a little bit more complicated than using Uniswap, which Uniswap can already be kind of intimidating for onboarding new people. So I don't know if Quickswap is the perfect onboarding solution, at least not right now. So I do work for the marketing company that represents Quickswap. It's Lunar Digital Assets. I think a lot of you guys have been interacting with my boss, Rock, who is probably going to come on Discourse Syndicate at some point in the really near future to kind of hash out what I can't, because I really just started working for them a month ago. But I did. It was really funny when I started working there. I think one of the first things that I suggested was, hey, what if we got Hex listed on Quickswap and then the community can get involved and the answer was no, absolutely not. Yeah. And so, I just kind of dropped it and moved on. A couple of weeks went by, and then I said something, and I said, hey, we're sometimes a little bit short on manpower, and Hexicans are a self-driven community. Like, they're used to promoting products that they believe in without getting any kind of compensation. This is a win-win. They can get an exchange listing where they can, transact for lower fees, and we can get an enthusiastic community behind a product that they actually could potentially need or use. So it wasn't just like me coming to Hexicans shilling, some, I don't know, I hate this word, shitcoin, I hate the word, hate it. But it was me saying, hey, I found a solution for this problem, but and it, it solves it kind of solves problems. So Quickswap is a layer 2 DEX. It's built on top of Polygon, which was formerly known as Matic, which is an Ethereum scaling solution. And it is actually really easy to do. It's just in several steps. So it's like I said, it would be beneficial for a new user who had someone with experience there to help them, or was willing to go really slow because they really, really want to save in the gas fees. But either way, you do have to pay gas fees to go from Ethereum to go from layer 1 to layer 2 and then come out. It's just a matter of the amount of saving that you really do when you're using layer 2. So it's really, really useful for traders. And really anybody who wanted to buy Hex in a large enough amount that it would make sense with the gas. And like I said, it's not really difficult to use. I can walk you through setting up a Matic wallet if that's something you guys, setting up, configuring Quickswap or configuring, what's the words? Configuring MetaMask for layer 2 for Matic if you want. But I think that Coffee already did that earlier today. Isn't that what you said? So you don't really need to do that.
Crypto Coffee brought out a really great video, and it basically goes step by step through setting up that through the Matic network, doing your custom RPC with the ZK roll-up technology. So yeah, you can just screenshot it and follow his lead, and you should be able to do it. He did say it's a little bit technical, but I'm sure if you watch the video like 5 times like I would have to, you probably get it in the end.
No, you know what? I didn't even actually watch a video to figure out how to do this. I was writing or rewriting a blog about it, and it was the blog from an earlier wallet, and they had updated the wallet, so I was like just trying to update, and that's how I figured out how to do this.
It can't be much harder than getting into Hex.
No, it's not. It's really, really not, and I don't think that it's technical at all. It's just a matter of like there are several steps. So you're like, okay, did I do this? Did I do, just it's not technical at all.
Right.
A question I had, NerdGrl, was could you use this strategy to help with like a dollar cost average strategies? Like, so say, could you move like a larger amount of like funds from layer 1 to layer 2, and then use that set of funds to kind of like average into your Hex position, and then take out your larger kind of position back into layer 1 after doing that?
So you could do that with trading. And then also what I was asking for originally when I kind of brought this to the Hex community and said, what do you guys think about this? Was because I really needed people to put up, to form liquidity pools so that Hex could be traded on the platform. So that's kind of what I came asking for. Like, hey, provide liquidity. You can earn, it's actually right now paying out over 300% APY. But, of course, everything that pays like, that has risks. And I'm actually kind of proud looking at the restraints that Hex has shown relative to the rest of the industry who kind of joined the liquidity pools later. I mean, like I'm talking about, so the exchange Quickswap has gone from 17 million in liquidity to the last time I checked, which was an hour before this stream, 57 million in liquidity in 4 days. So yeah, and Hex is at the, actually on Sunday, that will be the 7th day of the current liquidity pool cycle. So Hex has actually been in since there have been way more new projects added since they did, and like Hex's liquidity is still so much lower. And I think that at least some of that has to do with the community being exceptionally careful about what they do, because they're just not kind of trained not to be a degenerate gambler. They do because they're just not.
Yeah, and I think there's like a healthy amount of skepticism there as well, just because like obviously watching so many rug pulls and hacks and so many things happening around us, I think it makes sense to be careful. I think though potentially what you're pointing to is that you don't want to get so stuck in like one mindset that you also like completely miss other opportunities as well. So I think there's a balance there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's kind of it, is that I thought that, providing liquidity would be a great way for people to earn APY on liquid Hex that they might be holding and potentially gain more dollars, whatever everyone's strategy is, while it was providing an actual utility to the community. So yeah, that's kind of what that was all about. I can answer I don't know. I can answer some questions if you guys want, but I kind of wanted to know what your take on it is. I know the guys are super active, and the Quickswap's Telegram group has been one of the most active groups for the last week, and that's largely due to Hex participation, which is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. That's amazing. And 300%, I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at, really. So, NerdGrl, if we were looking to do the liquidity, add to the liquidity, what sort of steps do we have to follow? Like, what pairs could we add, and what's like a minimum amount we could sort of put in, and what are we looking at yield, and also how much will we get on our return approximately?
Right. So you can add liquidity yourself. You'd have to move your funds from layer 1 to layer 2, to be able to do it. I think RG said that he did that yesterday. Like you said, Coffee made a video about it. What is the minimum amount? You just have to have matching amounts on both sides of the pools. There are 2 liquidity pools right now. One of them is Hex to ETH and one Hex ETH, and the other is Hex to Quick, which is Quickswap's native token.
Cool. So that means
you would have an equal amount of USD value in both, so because that would be what enables the trading pair. And then the pools are this one was 7 days. The next pool will be 14 days.
So if they go for 7 and 14, so you choose to add your liquidity for that amount of days. And when do you receive that interest? Is it after 7 or the 14 days? And when do you receive your coins back?
So I don't know if the coins are locked for that time period. Yeah, they are. They're locked.
That's all right. That's all right.
No, they are. They're locked for that time period. But I think that the rewards compound daily.
Oh, cool. So is there any chance, because I know some of the guys on the Australian stream were saying when you add liquidity to Uniswap, you might actually not get back what you put in. So is there a possibility that you could lose out on Quickswap?
So theoretically, it would depend on how much someone was trading. Let's say that you put in Hex to ETH, and then Hex, somehow 100x overnight, and then you may get back more ETH than Hex, and you could potentially be down in dollars, though that hasn't really been happening yet. That doesn't mean that it couldn't happen. RG and I were talking before this stream about why providing liquidity is less, speculative and dangerous than a lot of the other kind of options that you can do, with DeFi. And one of them is you're getting back, you're getting back your amounts. They just may be in different quantities, but it has been working out because of the APY so far. That doesn't mean that it always will. I don't want to ever make those promises or set that kind of expectation.
No, fair enough. Has anyone in the chat got any questions? Because this is a new thing. I'm sure NerdGrl would be happy to answer any questions you guys have got. And lovely ladies, have you got any questions for NerdGrl? I mean, making 300% profit sounds really, really nice. Yeah?
Yeah. With that 300%, I mean, I'm assuming that's probably going to be fairly temporary as well. Would you guys think that's a really early offering?
Yeah, absolutely. The more people who get in, it's kind of similar to Hex in that way. Yeah. The more people who are in and staked, the lower the rewards are going to be. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, unless there's something that I critically misunderstand, I think, assuming that we're going to continue to make 300% for, 10 years is just no.
Just crazy. Yeah.
Anything can happen in crypto though, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, NerdGrl, who is Rock Zacharias?
He's my boss. He's the owner of Lunar Digital Assets, or the founder of Lunar Digital Assets, which is the digital marketing company that I work for.
Cool. And he made a really nice compliment to you today, NerdGrl, and you totally deserved it because, your way of thinking and the way you put things into words. It's totally not opposing, and it's very open conversation that you have, and you back your words with meaningful information that you can basically back it with truth.
I'm an excellent communicator.
Yeah, you're pretty damn good. So he paid you a nice little compliment today, and it was nice that he actually mentioned Hex and the skepticism that's around it. You've actually reached out to him. Have you reached out to many people like this and got responses like this?
Me?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that for the most part, when I have conversations with, except for really, really hardline maximalists who just like won't, just are completely closed to it, I think that my conversations are pretty productive with people who come and have at least, even a little bit of an open mind. I've had conversations with well-known people who have been very, very, very opposed to Hex at the beginning and have felt maybe not like they were ready to buy at the end, but maybe like there was something that they hadn't considered at the end. Yeah, I think that I have a track record of good productive conversations.
That's fantastic. And it's good to see people tweeting you out for what it is, because you've changed people's minds. And with that, if we think Hex is going to do as good as it does, you could potentially, give this person a life-changing opportunity if you get them to see through your eyes.
Oh, yeah. I don't even try to convince people to buy Hex. That's not my intent at all in the conversations. Yeah. All I try to, I don't know, impart is there any chance at all that you were influenced by the media and, by independent media and without even realizing it? Is there any chance at all that hive mind took place? Because this is your perception and this is incorrect. And this is your perception and this is incorrect. And, so is it maybe possible that this happened? That's all I ever try to convince people of. I don't try to convince people to buy. I don't try to convince people to sell.
That's it. But that's what it is, I suppose. And you've got the knowledge in the background to back your conversation with these people. NrdGrl, who's your most famous or /favorite person that's following you? Or you can even elaborate with someone who's famous. You might want to share that person's name and share details of a conversation that was interesting about. Maybe.
Are you wanting me to share about a conversation that I had with Eric Wall? Is that what you're trying to get at? Okay. Okay. So Eric's not following me. Maybe he should be. You know what else? You know what else is really upsetting is that Richard isn't following me. Like, how ridiculous is that?
He doesn't follow me either. Don't worry, babe.
Yeah, I know. But
don't worry, sweetheart. But, hey, NrdGrl, have you got any famous followers?
Yeah, I do.
Go on, spill the beans. Who
are you trying to get me to talk about?
Well, anyone.
All of them.
All of them? Okay.
Yeah.
So wait, do you want me to tell you about the, Eric Wall conversation? What do you want to do?
Yeah, tell us about the Eric Wall conversation and any of your favorite followers who are sort of like big names in crypto. You don't have to tell us what you don't want. Just anything you want to spill and share with the group. That's fine.
Okay, cool. All right. So I don't know. I don't have favorites because I like everyone. But if you want to know like bigger names in crypto of some people who are following me, Brock Pierce was the first well-known crypto person to follow me, and I had 4 followers and he was my 5th.
Beautiful. That's awesome.
Yeah. And he has been, he's never, quit. That was cool. That was very nice. I always appreciate that about him. Jeff Berwick follows me because we met in Acapulco 2019.
Is that the dollar vigilante dude?
Yep. That's
cool.
him. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I don't know a lot. I don't know. I'm trying to think of some bigger names who you might know. I'm sure that there's a few, but I'm super tired. I haven't slept for 2 days.
Oh no! Well,
Yeah.
thanks for coming on, Nerd Girl, making an effort. It's always nice to see you and talking to you.
No, I really wanted to be here, but no. So there's quite a few of the people. There's a lot of people who did unfollow me in the last year because I've spoken positively about Hex or the Hex community, or or for other reasons, I'm sure too. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have favorites. They're all great.
What about Eric Wall? Tell us about your conversation with Eric Wall.
Okay, you guys, everybody knows who Eric Wall is?
Yes.
No.
Cool.
The guy told Richard that Hex is the dumbest thing he's ever heard.
Yep,
So.
that's him. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So do you remember so at the end of that conversation, he was like, okay, maybe it's only the second dumbest thing I've ever heard. Do you guys you remember that at the in that interview?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's been critical of Hex openly and, was upset that a bunch of Hexicans had responded to his poll about whether or not he should interview Richard again. And then wouldn't let and then only people who he followed could respond. So I couldn't respond, but I did quote tweet him. And I'm like, hey, if you want to talk to someone who's not going to try to convince you to buy Hex and isn't egotistically tied to it, that's me. And then he didn't respond. And then someone else tagged me in another conversation with him later and said, hey, the person who you should really talk to is Nerd Girl. And that's when he saw it. And he sent me a Telegram message and we started having a conversation. And yeah, we haven't had long drawn out talk about it because he said that he wanted to learn a little bit more before we talked so that he could ask different questions, but he did pre-screen my knowledge by asking if I could tell him what the advantage of having a coin that you could hold either liquid or staked was. And I said the option is the advantage. So that I passed the screen.
Beautiful. And did he ever DM you for more information?
We went back and forth a couple of times, and then he said that he wanted to, do a little bit of reading and a little bit of research on his own before we continued the conversation. And I'm not going to pressure him.
No, there's no need to do that to anybody. Twitter is an open social media platform and you should be able to express your own opinions freely and have a conversation. Anyone else? Serena, do you have any famous followers or favorite followers in your list that you want to share with the group? Oh, nice.
So yeah, I would say he's my favorite.
Beautiful.
I don't think anybody else that's famous follows me other than, Richard. So.
Oh, that's cool though. Me and Nerd Girl.
You know what? I know why, because he's followed me and unfollowed me 3 times.
Really? That's so funny.
Yeah, it's because of my shitcoinery.
Yeah.
Oh man,
shitcoinery. Hey, a lot of people have made a good amount of money on shitcoins, so nothing wrong with that.
I just don't the assumption is always that if it's not, Bitcoin or Hex or, whatever your favorite coin is, then it's a shit coin. And that kind of narrative is what leads people to miss out on the potential for real innovation, for real life-changing opportunity. And it just, I'm opposed to it.
Absolutely. You're spot on there.
Yeah,
Chloe, what about you? You got any famous followers?
No. All of you guys follow me.
Yeah.
Famous?
Infamous, maybe.
Who? Would you
What
say?
about you, Grace?
Oh, I'd have to say Sammy Chica is my most famous follower.
I've got like 1,000 followers. I'm not famous, but thank you, Blaze. That's a compliment. All right, I don't want to boast here. I'm not followed by Richard, but oh well, I didn't make the cut. That's okay. But as well as you, Nerd Girl, I am followed by Brock Pierce. So I was kind of flattered when I got that because he's like the OG #1 guy that got into crypto, and he lives in Puerto Rico, and he ran for president last year.
Oh
in
yeah.
presidency. And he's really short. Have you ever seen some photos? I mean, look, he's a really short guy.
It's
But,
so I'm not tall, and I've interviewed him in person. He's
Have you?
the same height as me, maybe a little bit shorter.
Oh my god! See,
Yeah.
I'd be like looking down on him, but that's really cool. And also, I've got Mike Novogratz, and Mike Novogratz, if you guys know him, he was like an OG Bitcoin. He's the founder of Galaxy, and that was just a real perk. Like I was like, oh wow, like I wonder why he follows me. Like I only shit post, but I was really flattered by that. So that's really cool. And when they did the big competition on New Year's Eve, did you guys watch Discourse? And they had a competition where if you got a tattoo, you could win $1 million hex. At the time, it was worth around about 15 grand US. So what you had to do one of 3 things. I think one was get a tattoo. And for here, it was New Year's Day. So it was really hard to get a tattoo on New Year's Day. Everyone had hangovers. And the second option was if you can get like someone with over, I think it was 50,000 followers to come on the Discourse. And I actually messaged Mike Novogratz, said, come on, Discourse, I'll give you 5 grand and I'll take 5 grand. And then I got a message from him the next day saying, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't respond. And I said, no problem. I was just telling him, we had a competition and this is what was happening. So I thought I'd message you. But it was nice that he responded to me. He seems like a really nice guy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Very. That's awesome.
Yeah, cool. It is cool. Yeah, thanks. It feels nice. Like
it does. I totally know. Yeah. Yeah. You're like, I feel appreciated. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. And
nobody appreciates me.
You've got 10,000 followers. That's a lot of followers on Twitter.
No, I was just being, I don't know. It's just trying to be funny.
But how long did it take you to get 10,000? How long have you been on Twitter, Nerd Girl?
My account has existed since I think 2015, but I didn't really start actively tweeting until October of 2019.
Cool.
And I firmly believe that my numbers would be higher if it wasn't for the massive gatekeeping. Yeah, tribalism, gatekeeping. Yeah.
Gatekeeping and pandemic.
They'll come back later.
In a pandemic, Hex is doing well for those kind of shitty things to happen. And you know what? Hex posted goes, can you ladies stop pumping the Hex price, please? I just look, there's a big green candle. I don't know if you guys can
nice.
But that's really good.
I love our community. I love how
it's Quickswap.
It could be. I just love how positive everyone is, and how it's almost like another form of support, because you see it happen on so many streams as well, where someone will be talking and they're just really happy, really excited about something, and then all of a sudden the Hexicans are just like, yep, buy more. And it's just and then the candle pumps. It's it's just so nice to see. I actually really hated social media for a variety of reasons, before Hex. I really wasn't involved in social media very, very much, aside from a small exposure just for music stuff. And I had so many problems with it from a privacy standpoint, and the way that some of the big companies were using our data, and there were just lots of things I didn't like about it. But I was this is enough of a reason to get involved again. There's just a really good group of people and a really awesome product, and this is actually worth my time and kind of getting over those barriers and maybe a few of those little things that I don't like to actually put a bit of time and effort into it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Blaze, do you have many what shows do you, there's so many Hex streamers now. I mean, I know for me, like I work from home and I'm on, like, because I work in a call center, so I've got my headphones off. I've got one ear off, and I've got someone playing, whether it be Hexologist or Maddie L or Lynn or Richard or Discourse. So I'm always listening to them. Have you got any favorites, Blaze, that you like listening to?
Yeah, I definitely do. Like, I mean, I guess like everyone, I love listening to Richard when he's on. And I've loved, the Discourse Syndicate. Like I said, that was, one of my big light bulb moments happened, just through RG, just, simply explaining some of the game theory. And I was like, whoa, like this thing is going to go, like, and so that got me really excited. So I love listening to, RG and Dollar Cost and some of the other guys. Lately, I've been listening a lot to, like Wales Only and Maddie Allen. I'm a little bit of a maths nerd. It's like the little psychologist in me coming out. Like I do.
Awesome. I love it.
I get it.
Yeah, I do love a good chart and the numbers, and I'm like, like it just really gets me going. When Wales Only is kind of explaining, especially when like compound interest like fully like dropped for me, and I like really recognize like how powerful compound interest is. Like that just blew, it just blew my mind, like sort of understanding what can happen over 15 years. So yeah, they're probably like the big kind of three that I listen to at the moment. But if I'm online and I see, anyone streaming, I'll jump on and have a listen and just hear what they're chatting about, because everyone's got something, amazing to offer, and it's just really cool listening to, what everyone's different experiences have been and what their opinions are and what they love about it.
Absolutely.
I have a question I have to ask. Sorry.
Go on.
I just have to remember to ask it. Do you guys, if you were dragons, would you eat unicorn?
Yes. Protein.
Yeah?
I think so.
I mean, I guess I probably would, but there's something about me that feels so sad about the thought of eating a unicorn that I just don't think that I could. Like this little winged horse. Like, how could I do this to you? But yeah, I mean, I guess if I was a dragon, I'd probably be a bit more nasty. So
I think you may not know, but dragons are the mascot of Quickswap. And do you know about this?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
Dragons eat unicorns.
Yeah, dragons eat unicorns because of Uniswap. And then also Uniswap kind of sucks, right? Because if you don't go to ETH Hex and you go through Uniswap, it says that Hex is an unregistered or unverified token. So you would have to go verify the contract address from Etherscan. And that would definitely set off alarm bells.
Yeah, that's true. I realized that lately because I'd only ever really used the ETH Hex like window there, and like obviously as the gas fees started getting crazy, I started looking around. I actually had to look at Uniswap properly for the first time. I was like, that doesn't seem great. So definitely, despite my reservations about eating a unicorn, I'm also extremely like optimistic about the Quickswap thing. I think. Yeah, like I think it just makes sense, like if it's secure and we're getting good support from the team and it's quick and it's cheap, like I think we have to try this stuff out,
Yeah, for sure. If you're if you've got liquid hacks and you're willing to, like I'm providing liquidity, so
awesome. Yeah, well, if you're a dragon, you got to barbecue the unicorn first and then eat it.
Yeah.
If you turn it into ash.
So it actually got expanded. It started as dragons eat unicorns, and then it was like, but wait, don't dragons eat pancakes? Don't dragons eat sushi? And it was like, dragons eat everything.
But why do they have to eat the unicorn? Like in Shrek, the dragon was with a donkey, so why does he have to eat the unicorn?
Because Uniswap sucks. That's why.
Yeah, I don't use Uniswap actually. I didn't like it when I tried. Like when I attempted it for being a no coiner. Like to me, it's just I did not like it. compared to some of the others. But
Fair enough.
What about you, Serena? Are you going to eat it? Are you going to eat the unicorn?
Sure.
What?
Sure.
Yeah, carnivore for sure, Serena. Hey, girls, I wanted to show you my new hoodie that I bought.
Hey.
I didn't enter Crypto Magic's Kareem's competition because I already had a smart wallet, and I really love this jumper. So I got it right a couple of days ago. I love it. It's not cold enough here to wear it, but when winter sets in, Crypto Girl makes such awesome sweaters. Have you seen her stuff?
Mm-hmm.
She's
really
cool.
Because it's all like hand sewn and stuff as well, right? Like she kind of gets involved in making.
I don't know. I think they are mass produced, but I think the colors on them are just so vibrant. And the logo is just beautiful. I mean, I love it. I hope she makes more Hex stuff because I'm going to buy it for sure. I love her stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah, waiting for mine to arrive. Yeah, I got one.
Oh, you're waiting. Did you get the same one, Blaze?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Hopefully she brings out another design because I love them. I love the bright colors. And
I'm sure she will. You guys are buying them, so why wouldn't she?
Yeah.
We need one where it starts from yellow and goes up to purple. That's what I told Elsie. I was like, girl, can you get this? She's like, no, we don't do that. I'm like, that's what we need though. Start from the bottom and go up. You know.
Yeah, but who said that? Who said that, Chloe?
Elsie. I asked Elsie. She has a shop too.
Oh, okay. Maybe ask Crypto Girl because she's really into it. She does all Digibyte stuff. And all her hoodies, they got something. She's really got
They could probably do it. Looking at that sweater, like the colors in it, they could probably come up with one like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Anyone else ordered a hoodie? Serena, did you get one? Or did you do Kareem's?
I didn't.
No.
No. The hoodie looks cool though.
Yeah, it's really cool. Okay, so what I thought we'd do was just go briefly, because it's a monthly show, just go through some events that have happened the last month. There's a lot to talk about, and maybe talk about what's happening in crypto, if it's good for crypto. And guys, if you want to put some stuff in the chat about Quickswap, I know that NerdGrl will be able to answer any of your questions.
Some of your questions, I will do my best.
Yeah, absolutely. So guys, the first thing that happened, like starting at the month, there was the Wall Street bet scenario with GameStop, and basically how they pumped up GameStop on Reddit in a forum, a stock that was worth $17 to $270. So a lot of people made a lot of money. Basically, in the traditional market, if you pumped a pump and dump group like they've seen in crypto, if you did it in traditional markets, that would be actually considered insider trading, and it's actually an illegal offense. So if you did that, you could actually, face huge consequences for that. Has anyone got anything to say on the GameStop, what happened, or share any information on what they thought when that happened?
I thought that it was insane that maybe it was insider trading ish because they were manipulating the market, but they were actually, what was actually going on was that a bunch of hedge funds were who actually have the funds to completely manipulate the market were doing it. But what they were doing wasn't illegal, and they're trying to prosecute these, teenagers in a Reddit. Like, that just insane.
It is insane. And the thing is, right, like basically it was market manipulation, and they basically exploited the weaknesses of Wall Street. But I think that goes to show in cryptocurrency what an immature market it actually is, and how we can get away with murder. There's pump and dump and groups all over the place. I don't know if you guys remember recently that after the big Ripple court case with Brad Garlic Breath, it got delisted on some exchanges, and then they were like, oh, well, let's pump the price so we can sell off some of this shit. And do you guys remember, like, Ripple, they made a date and they put, it was all over Twitter, we're going to pump Ripple, and a lot of people sold, but a lot of people held too. But I guess in crypto, these things are possible. If you want to get rid of your coins, they're going to pump it. But it's really, it's so different traditional markets, because I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to go to jail for exploiting a market. But in crypto, it's unheard of. Do you guys have anything else to share about that? Any thoughts on that? GameStop?
Yeah, it gave me I had a lot of feelings and a lot of thoughts about that whole situation. I think like lots of people did, but something that really struck me was just kind of like what you ladies were just talking about, like the fact that the people in the Wall Street Bets group were so kind of demonized and vilified by like the mainstream narrative, like kind of any mainstream channel you put on, like they were talking about how illegal this was and how it was market manipulation and how, you know, people can't be colluding to, pump prices and this and that. And it was like just completely glossing over the fact that this is what these hedge funds do. Like they do it on a regular basis, like obviously I think there's one of the hedge funds, I can't remember the name of it, like tends to be like a leader when creating like a short position, and then a bunch of other hedge funds kind of like jump on the bandwagon, so to speak. And like probably, I don't know what goes on behind closed doors, but to me there's like a total possibility that there's some sort of collusion that goes on there, especially when you saw how big that short position was. Like it stands to reason that there's some sort of level of cooperation going on there. But like the mainstream narrative was just like, they just completely glossed over that. Like that's fine, but a group of people like fighting back against it is like, you need to go to prison immediately. Like how dare the proletariat, fight back? Like it was just funny to watch.
Absolutely. And it was an eye-opener for crypto because it got exposure to the mainstream and seeing the power that people could do, especially on social media in their own time, 24/7. None of this, office work bullshit, 9 to 5 stuff, and they can actually get away with it, they did. I just want to check how we're going for time because the boys are coming on soon. We've got 45 minutes, ladies. Another thing I just wanted to say, if anyone else doesn't want to comment on GameStop, the new Theta app is out, so make sure you're following Discourse on Theta. Also, wanted to bring up the difference between good accounting feature on Hex and the end of stake. So with these great gas fees, I mean, NerdGrl's already explained we can go on Quickswap and basically pay no fees, but there's only really a $5 difference between ending stake and good accounting. So I don't know. I just wanted to clarify that with people because I think a lot of people are unsure of that price difference. So really, if you're only going to pay $5 and you just want to get your stake out, you might as well just end stake it. If you girls, I know Chloe, you got a big stake coming out soon, haven't you?
No, it's a small one. Yeah.
It's a small one, cool.
Yeah, I mean, unless the price skyrockets, that'd be sweet. But
that'd be nice. Yeah.
And I think that hexagons who got in on the last liquidity pool are likely to take profits in Hex. I don't know how much, of an impact it could potentially have on the price because it wasn't like, they didn't go full Deegan into the liquidity pool. But yeah, I think that it would be probably naive to think that gains wouldn't start rolling into Hex.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
100%. Yeah. I mean, going back to the good accounting thing, my understanding with at least some of the like functionality behind that is also like tax reasons, right? So you may choose to run good accounting rather than mint your coins because there's potentially some benefit with like taxable income. Like I'm not 100% clear on it, but I think that that's maybe one of the reasons you would opt to do that rather than to just fully end stake.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Well, for us here in Australia, our tax year ends June 30th. In the States, it's about April, isn't it?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry. In the US,
I don't know when it
tax filing
ends.
deadline. It's April.
I know the filing date, but
Yeah,
year to
it's in
year, I
April.
think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
January to December.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, the calendar year, but you have to file by April.
By April. Yeah.
By April like 30th.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I get what you're saying. So good accounting is like, so for us, Blaze, 30th of June. So you got that good accounting. So just say you've made some profits this year and you thought, bugger it, I'll leave it till next year. I'll good accounting it, and that's going to give me a gain on next year because I'm claiming less. But yeah, so I think some people do get confused with the feature. So I just wanted to cover that. NerdGrl, you might be able to answer this question that I've got up here. For a new person, what do you think about DCA into crypto in the next 5 weeks?
Dollar cost averaging. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense that you would dollar cost average in, especially because markets are irrational, super short term, and we've just seen a huge run. So I could see either wanting to go all in and just because you're like, I don't want to risk missing it. So I just want to go in and I'm okay if it goes down because I'm planning on holding for years or months or whatever anyway, whatever your timeline is. But yeah, if you wanted to take a more conservative approach, that would make sense to me.
Absolutely. I mean, I can't believe Bitcoin. I mean, that's off its face. I mean, here in Australia, I mean, we're like $1.30, $1.40 compared to you guys in US. And like it hit like 73 grand. Like that's just ridiculous. Like something they were giving away for free, hitting 73 grand. Like I can't fathom it. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
But not only that, it's not just Bitcoin. I mean, you look at Cardano like today, like up to. I mean, I don't know what it is in US, but I know this. I saw this morning. It was like $1.50 US. Oh, what a cute puppy!
Hello.
If you got in early enough and you held on, I mean, that's some massive gains there. It doesn't have to be Bitcoin. You can make some mad gains elsewhere on other coins.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, for me, I think it's actually really, it's quite a good time to start DCAing in, just because we have had, although it's gone crazy, we actually have short term had about a 25% pullback, I think it is, in Bitcoin, which is going to be kind of directing a lot of the other like cryptocurrency values as well. And certainly like with Hex, like from what I can see, we're also coming into like a fair amount of support. Like I'm not an expert when it comes to TA or anything like that, but
that's all right. Either way,
we have had kind of a recent pullback there as well, and it's kind of getting to a point where we're probably dipping into some pretty significant support. And so I'd say, the next 5 weeks, like I'd be pretty surprised if Hex wasn't pumping by, the end of March. So I think this is a pretty good time, personally.
Yeah, absolutely. And as the guys have said, watching their streams, like there was a large significant stake that came out on the 25th of February. And I believe he did good account. It was around about just under 1 billion Hex, I think. Then there's another whopper coming out about
March 13.
March, 13. So I think a lot of Hexicans are thinking, well, if these guys get out, they might dump the price and it might be a good buying opportunity. So like myself, I'm, thinking, keep some dry powder and, see if I can get in. But I mean, I'll always buy Hex. If gas fees aren't over the roof, I'll buy it. But now I'll be looking into Quickswap also and seeing if I can do a little bit of magic on that side as well.
Awesome.
Love it.
Thanks, Sammy. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And I have to take the time to look into it. I think I'd love to be a liquidity provider. With my work, as I said, I'm chained to the desk 9 to 5 every day, and I don't get a lot of time to do as much research as I like. But, who knows? You just do what you can. Now, also during the month that's passed, we've had the CME F futures launch the 8th of February. F hit an all-time, BTC hit an all-time high. And I mean, it definitely pumped up the price of ETH, but it's actually dropped down a little bit, as you guys are probably seeing, which is not too bad. As we just said, dollar cost averaging in. Are you guys still dollar cost averaging in, or have you got your bags packed and you're set for the big bull run?
My bags are packed.
Mine are pretty packed at this point.
Still loading up.
I'm just like waiting.
Oh, I also get paid in cryptocurrency. So like what
No.
how? Like
Yeah. The bags are packing themselves.
yeah.
Have you guys got any other coins? I mean, we all love Hex. Hex is awesome. We're making interest as we sleep. Have you got any other coins that you love or want to put out there and share with all the other Hexicans that think will do really well? Quick. Well, that's a $500 or something US, isn't it?
Yeah, it has. It jumped to almost 600. I think that now it's down in the 4 range.
Mm-hmm.
I broke for that.
Sorry?
I said too broke for that.
Yeah, no, you don't have to buy a whole quick.
Right?
I can't wait till you say you don't have to buy a whole Hex.
I know, that's gonna be crazy. Yeah, that'll be crazy days.
Serena Alonzi, you're an OG crypto chick. Share us some information. What do you think is going to do really well?
Well, I still hold like Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I have Aave, which was previously called ETHLend, so that's been doing pretty good. So I'm still hanging on to that. Yeah.
Cool. Fantastic. What about you, Blaze? Did you want to share any other coins that you think will do really well?
Yeah, like I mein, there's definitely a few that I've flirted with. Like Hex is my biggest position, but I'm interested in a couple of others. Elrond or eGold, as the token is called. I'm interested in that because, for one, they're working really hard on solving the scaling solution and having kind of low cost transaction fees and all that sort of stuff. But the other interesting strategy they have is that they've been working really hard on setting up like a wallet or an interface that people can use really, really easily. So if you're a no coiner and you've had absolutely no exposure to crypto, rather than having to kind of figure out this whole mess with exchanges and this and that and swapping coins and all these different places, they're kind of working on this wallet that's really, really easy to use for a first timer. And so I think that that's a pretty interesting approach because there's so many people not in crypto yet. So catering to them makes a lot of sense. So
totally. Yeah. There's another project that you might be interested in. It's called UFT. It's Uniland Finance. And they're doing something kind of similar to that, but they're also bridging the gap between traditional finance and crypto. It's an interesting project for sure.
That's cool. Yeah, I'll take a look into it. Yeah, I like kind of anything that's it's appealing to people outside the space as well. But for example, with Elrond, they're also really trying to, as much as possible, collaborate with what's already in existence. So they're making it as easy as possible for people, in the Ethereum environment to cross over into Elrond and vice versa, for their coins to be kind of interchangeable or interoperable, I think is the technical word. So stuff like that, just cooperative, they're solutions focused, they're kind of looking at how they can onboard more people. I think they're pretty smart plays at the moment.
Awesome. What about you, Chloe? You got any secret gems you want to share with us?
Just Hex. Right now is not. I've only been in crypto for 3 months, so I'm kind of just set on Hex at the moment because I really believe in it. It's completed. It's audited. What more could you ask for, right? So
that's right.
For now, I'm just going to do that, and then I might explore some other options when things aren't as tough,
Yeah.
Keep my eyes open.
Yeah, for sure. Well, my biggest bag holding is Hex, and I'm up a considerable amount, and I'm not worried about whether this bull market crashes or whatever because I'm set like you ladies.
Mhm.
But I mean, I still hold a bit of Chainlink, I hold a bit of Cardano, hold a bit of ETH, and I'm happy. That's still exciting watching that grow. But you have to have a really strong stomach for these, big swings. Like, when the market dumped the other day, I'm like, like,
Right.
better go up. I had a friend message me go, I'm down 90 grand. I feel sick. I want to vomit. I'm like, don't worry, bro. I said, you just hold on, strong hands. And that's what's important in crypto, to have strong hands, because we're always going to have another bull market. It's not going to be a bear market forever. And you only invest what you can afford to lose. Like, don't put your whole life savings in it, because, potentially you could lose that. And no one likes to see people lose out. It's not fair. And we're all here to have a bit of fun and make some decent money. So you girls, did you get the 1 inch token airdrop?
Sorry, what?
The 1 inch airdrop?
No, I didn't, because I didn't use the exchange.
Oh, no, girl.
Yeah.
That sucks. Anyone else get it?
Nope.
I missed out as well, yeah.
Serena, did you get it?
No, I used the exchange, but I didn't get it. So.
Oh, no, I got it. I was so happy. It was Valentine's Day. And I saw like Richard's post, and I'm thinking, shit, maybe I can get some free money. And I'm like half asleep, and I go onto 1 inch, and I'm like pressing all these buttons. And I'm just hoping for the best. And then sure enough, in my wallet appears like, well, $4,000 Australian. I think it was around about $2 or $3,000 US. I'm like, a fucking sweet. Like, that's like my paycheck, like more than my paycheck, all in my wallet. So I ended up that was awesome, and I ended up swapping some for Hex, and I got some Cardano, and I think I've still got a little bit of 1 inch left. But did you girls get the Uniswap? Not the Uniswap. What was it? It was it was Uniswap drop. Did you ladies get the Uniswap drop?
No.
Yeah, I sold mine for Hex. So.
You just, Serena. So did I. Have you seen the price? I fully have to I have to put this over my eyes. So I'm like looking at it. Go, oh my god! What
right?
I know
we
where it
is. We got those earlier T-shirts, so who cares, right?
That's right.
True.
That's right.
So,
That is right. And I'm happy that I'm in Hex getting T-shirts and shit, but it's like sometimes I look at the price, go, oh no, I knew I should have hung on to just a few. But anyway, there's going to be more airdrops. I'm not too worried about that. Anyone know of any upcoming airdrops or any rumors or anyone want to share any information on what could be happening?
Well, there is when you go to like do the MetaMask thing, and it's like checking. It says like checking Periswap and checking HODL and whatever the heck they're called.
Yeah.
I found like a bunch of those just in case, but I don't know. So airdrop, so whatever. But just in case.
Do you make extra addresses, like just in case?
Oh yeah, of course.
I made about another 5 addresses, but you know what? And we were talking about this a couple of nights ago. Someone pointed out that Richard Hart had said that it possibly may be linked to different seed phrases. So you can have like a dozen MetaMask on like one seed phrase. He was trying to point out that if they do a drop, it possibly may be per seed phrase. So I don't know. It'd be difficult to go in and make all these addresses,
That's what I did. I made a bunch of new seed phrases. So hey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you went all out.
Oh, good on you.
I have a list of like possible airdrop things, but
I hope it happens. I really hope it happens. And have you ladies seen the new hex.com website?
Yes.
Just from the videos, like when I was watching something the other night that went over it, a live stream.
Yeah, I got to check it out. And basically it has the 3 easy steps on how to get your hex. All the Hexagon community links like Richard Hart, Hexologist, Discourse, Hodl Dog, Crypto Coffee, Silver the Antidote, Big Pep, Matty Orland, Ryan Lopez, Yashdeep, Cabana, A-Bit, Yoden, and David Feeder. So if you guys aren't following those dudes, check out their stuff because they do some pretty cool stuff. And also, as we said before, Crypto Coffee's got a great video out on Quickswap and basically tells you step by step if you want to get into it.
I'm sure that Coffee did a great job. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm familiar with his work and know that he doesn't deliver anything lower than.
Who made the new one?
Crypto Coffee.
Oh, okay. Nice. He did a really good job, though.
Oh,
Very
he's excellent. The way he speaks is just so lovely, and it's so understanding, and he's really down to earth. And, you know, check it out. It's one of his more recent videos. He's got his haircut. Did anyone see that?
Yeah.
It's nice.
I mean,
his new hair.
Yeah, it looks nice, but I think I like his old hair. I mean, I'm a bit of a long haired chick. I love the long hair on the guys. What about you ladies?
Both ways. I like it both. So
Shorter.
You like it shorter?
Yeah. I mean, maybe like kind of swoopy-ish, like that length, but I prefer shorter. A nice cut. Nice cut.
I feel like it kind of depends on the guy. Like there's a few
That's true
guys I know who have like just beautiful long hair. And I'm like,
they do.
Are you prettier than me?
1 minute, girls. I'll be back in 1 minute.
No worries.
I mean, it kind of sucks if they have longer hair than you, though. Like,
that's
they've
it.
grown
That's
mine
right.
for years and it won't grow. Like, it's not fair.
Yeah, like I actually had like quite short hair for like until just before COVID. I had like short blue hair, basically. Like
your
crazy
profile
hair.
picture is like that, right?
Yeah. That was from like because I've just basically COVID happened, like couldn't go to the hairdresser, and then it just started growing out. I was like, well, I'm halfway there now. Might as well just kind of keep going. But then I'd like be around these guys with just these like beautiful hair, and I'd like really miss it. Like, I grow my hair back. Like,
right? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think like who's like an actor who like can pull off long hair. I'm trying to think. There's got to be a couple out there, but yeah, I mean, it definitely depends on the guy, I reckon.
Agreed.
Somebody's saying Orlando Bloom.
Yes.
Good chat.
Perfect.
He can do it. Yeah.
Just like that.
There you go.
Or we'll go to RG and do Jack Sparrow. He's good too.
Yeah.
But he's got to look just like that.
Yeah, he can definitely do it.
Yeah, Matthew. Matthew's hot. His hair is nice too.
Who?
Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, yeah, he can do long hair. He can do either as well, though. Like, he can kind of go either way.
Right? Yeah. His isn't too long, though, you know?
Yeah.
That's true.
Ball gang.
What's going on? Oh, my God. Well, that was the longest. I so needed that. Oh, my God.
What are you drinking over there, Sammy?
I'm drinking Mercury crushed raspberry.
Oh,
Yum.
Are you having a drink, Blaze?
No, I don't have anything here, so I'm just drinking water like a
Oh,
pleb.
nice. Yeah, I got the water. A Saturday afternoon, I've got a girls' night. I had a girls' dinner last night, which was awesome. And then I got a girls' night with the same girls tonight. So I'm trying to pace myself a little bit.
There you go.
Talking about long hair, like I really loved Richard Hart's long hair, as I said before. But I think he looks really spunky with his clean cut new look. What do you girls reckon?
Who, Richard or Crypto Coffee?
Well, Richard.
I like his hair short.
Yes.
Yeah.
Much better. I probably, if I
now.
had seen his videos before, I'd keep moving. I'd be like, no.
No, exactly. He looks like
Really?
I like it. So
I love the long hair on the guys. It's just even
some guys, not Richard. Sorry, Richard. Please don't go back. Love you.
Even Hex Fabio, Johnny Chaos.
Oh yeah.
He's got beautiful hair, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's definitely. I reckon. I don't think he'd be as good without the long hair. Yeah.
RG. What a little spunky. And look at your wife. What a hot mama, RG. She's just stunning. You're so lucky.
Punching above there.
Just a beautiful couple, really.
Check out that hair. Oh my goodness, that's hilarious.
So another thing I wanted to discuss with you ladies, just get your thoughts on it. Elon Musk.
He's hot.
He's gorgeous, Elon Musk, and his baby. Oh my God, he's so cute. Did you see his tweets? I mean, talk about market manipulation. His tweets in regards to Dogecoin. Have you been seeing that shit?
Yep.
Do you want to let us know your thoughts on that and what you think of Elon or what he's doing to pricing crypto?
Yeah.
Anyone?
Yeah. I mean, I love Elon Musk. Like, I think he's awesome. I think what he's doing is awesome. Like, I love that he's so aspirational and he's been so successful, all that sort of stuff. But I definitely did not like what was going on there with the Dogecoin stuff, because like it was obvious that he was pumping Dogecoin and basically distracting everybody while he piled himself into Bitcoin. And I'm not a fan of that. Like, to me, that feels like it does feel a little bit kind of deceptive. I think he could have found it. Yeah.
Right, this guy's got billions of dollars, right? He's got like one of the best companies in the world. To me, it was sort of like he was filling out for the poor people. Like, if you got into crypto, you could afford to buy Doge, right? So these people that got a big bag of Doge, got their bags pumped, they'd be set with like a 10-cent Doge if they got in early enough. But what it means for us, like other crypto people, is that like we know Doge is going nowhere. And, if you got in at 6 or 7 cents, you want to be praying to the Lord that it's going to go up, because it really hasn't gone anywhere further. So it's a really, really risky investment. I even saw, what's that guy from KISS? He put in like $300,000 to it.
Oh, Gene Simmons.
Gene Simmons. We grew up on Gene Simmons. Remember? Did you?
I think it was like a little. I think I was like quite young when like KISS was a thing, but I definitely remember kind of being a bit scared of them when I was younger. For sure.
I love KISS. We used to have a dress up. We used to dress up as them and that. Like KISS was like, but I'm a bit older than you. How old are you?
I'm like 34.
Oh, you're a baby. I'm like an extra 10 years on that. But anyway, at least Elon's bringing people, to see the cryptocurrency market. And, now that we've hit a $1 trillion market cap, I mean, Jesus, that's a massive, massive, massive market, really. I mean, it's just to look at that as an asset. People think, they're starting to take it more seriously. And I think Elon's tweets, they are half-hearted. Like, he really is trying to do good things for crypto. But if you've seen, the minute he tweets something about Bitcoin or Dogecoin, everyone's onto it and just pumps it up. I mean, that's just a massive power, isn't it? I mean, imagine having that sort of power in crypto. You can pump anything you wanted to. And being that Tesla loaded up on what, 1.5 billion dollars of Bitcoin. I mean, what I reckon, between us ladies and all the dirty pirates out there, he got in. I reckon Elon bought Bitcoin years ago, and Tesla, his company, which I don't know, he's got 20% in it. He's pumped his own bags, really. So he's profited massively, but that's really smart. Like, I would do that as well. He's making some massive gains.
That's what they say, right? Like, once the big players once they're public about something, they've had their bags packed, like they're ready to go. So like once they're making announcements and all that sort of stuff, like they're already in usually, and often it can actually be a sign that there's a dump about to happen as well. So especially once all the media, like mainstream media, is really positive about it, like that's actually time to start being a little bit careful. And when they're negative, it's kind of the opposite. That's when they're like accumulating. That's when they're buying it. So it's certainly possible that he bought earlier on. But I also have a little bit of a sneaking suspicion in the back of my mind that perhaps his Bitcoin purchase is a little bit more than simply just a Bitcoin purchase. I think he may be making a bit of a green energy play. I think potentially he might do something with solar power and mining Bitcoin or something as well. So I think there's probably a bit more to it than.
He's amazing. Have you seen his new roofs coming out? He's designed a roof, right, which is basically, if you look at the roof, like, you see a normal tiled roof and it's got all the tiles on it. He's created this roof which is basically all solar panel. So basically, but it will, when it comes out, it'll be the cost of a normal roof, if not a little bit cheaper. I mean, how amazing. How amazing. I mean, not just because he'll be making a lot of money, but also for our society, especially the greenies out there. I mean, I know if I could get free power, I'd be having it right now. But he's really amazing in his ideas.
For sure.
So he's accepting Bitcoin as payment for his Teslas. I mean, how good is that? I mean, I know that if Hex pumps, I'll be buying a Tesla because I don't like driving, especially in the city. I'm like, program and sit. What about you, ladies? What's your type of ride? Just say Hex pumped off its face. What's your favorite ride? What will you buy?
I have no idea.
Don't know. Hey, like something
Great
fast.
question.
NrdGrl, what about you?
So I think that I'm like similar to you, Sammy. I would probably want, if it was like really, money is not an object anymore, I think that I would probably want a car that would drive itself, so that I could sleep or read or whatever,
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a lazy driver. I hate driving in the city. In Melbourne, we've got these things called hook turns, and I absolutely hate them. The last time I did one back in the 90s, I got a big honk for it, so I never drive in the city, but we live close to the train station, so I catch the train here. But Sydney, oh my God, you guys with your 3-lane streets in the city, my God, that just looks like spaghetti.
Sydney's a mess. Like, literally no one planned anything in Sydney. Like, you go to Melbourne, at least stuff makes sense. Like, there's like, there's blocks. And like, I mean, this like Sydney is just like this sprawling mess where like you could just tell people were like, yeah, I'll just build a road over there. Like, and it just none of that makes any sense. It's so hard to navigate Sydney.
Those highways in the States, I've seen some pictures of it and that. Like, like have we got like freeway on ramps with our like 4 lanes? Have you seen their spaghetti like freeway entrances and exits? Like, that just scares me.
You mean LA? In LA?
Yeah, like, so I think most of them probably in LA, but they're lanes. Like, we've got like, say, maximum 5 lanes each way. In the States, they've got like 14 lanes on each side. Like, that's just crazy. Do you drive on them, Chloe and NrdGrl? Do you drive on the big spaghetti freeway loops?
No, we've got 3 roads that are in like a triangle, and it's probably about 69 miles. Just kidding. But like 6 to 9 miles apart per side. So it's just like 45 through town, 2-lane, regular traffic. Nothing fancy here. We're old tech. We're Bitcoin.
Yeah, I don't live in a big city. I live in I guess, small city, and I mostly don't go anywhere.
But you work from home too now.
I do. I worked from home before everyone, before it was the thing, right? Before everyone did. And pretty much always like worked for myself or worked freelance. Never like I drive my daughter to school and pick her up and go to the grocery store, but like I don't drive very much.
Yeah,
but I do like road trips. I don't mind driving on those. I drove 12 hours from here to visit my mom and back in straight shots and felt like that was okay.
That's all right.
Like the highway driving doesn't bother me.
Nah. Well, when I went to Europe, we went on the auto fast, and that was like 110, 120 clicks, which is not like here in Australia. Our max is 110, but that was easy driving. But when I look at those American freeways, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I mean, I get confused in Melbourne with our little roads. And someone was just saying 195 in South Florida are like 16 lanes in 8 direction. I mean, what a nightmare.
Right?
I'm like scared. I'm like, what do I
You
do?
get in the fast lane and go. Don't bother in
it's-
the middle.
Yeah, girl, I'm with you. I'm buying a Tesla. I'm programming it. I'm going to sit there and just say, do your stuff.
Doesn't even necessarily have to be a Tesla for me, but yeah, just like, you know, a self-driving autonomous vehicle.
Have you seen the future cars? No.
Yeah.
One of
Like
my
road
friends is watching. I tried to convince her to go, but me and her were watching Supercar Blondie videos.
yeah.
They've
Yeah.
literally they have protocols for like 2035 of brand new Bentleys and Mercedes and stuff that are autonomous driving cars, and they're just so sick. They are literally just like the flying cars, but
Yeah.
like they're insane.
She's a hot Aussie chick, yeah?
I think so.
Supercar
Yeah.
Blondie. Yeah, I've seen her. I heard those cars are amazing. Like,
There's a
lot of-
Hex one. Like it's got
Yeah.
Hex, like literally like everything on it. It's actually super rad. I tagged Richard in it. I don't know if he saw the video or not.
Post it on Twitter next time.
Do what?
If you see it again, post it on Twitter so we can have a look at it.
Right.
So what about you? Like we've discussed cars. I know for me, I get the Tesla because I'm a lazy driver like Nerd Girl. Like, yeah, I mean, like, what else do you guys want? Like, I mean, if we could change life tomorrow, say there was this massive pump, and as the guys have said, all it takes is one big whale to come in and buy a whole big bag of hex, and we'd like go to the moon. Is there anything else like that you ladies would really want to do in your life to fulfill, you know, your life financially? Anything that you've got planned, you know, when you're thinking, oh, if this happens, I'll do this. Is there anything that you ladies want to share that, you know, you'd really like to do?
It's a good question. Like I think it's good to kind of envision, you know, if you were given wealth, which again I think is you know, an extremely high probability that, you know, anyone in here staked for 15 years is going to be very wealthy at the end of that. Also, like, I think for me, it's just about like how to be intentional with that. Like if I have a good sum of money, okay, of course, like I could maybe get a bigger house. Like part of me would want to, I don't know, maybe move to the country or something, get some crazy ranch and just like ride dirt bikes around and just have like way too much space or something like that. But like beyond that, like once you've got, you know, good house, nice car, I'm not sure how much money is going to like increase my like sense of happiness or fulfillment or satisfaction in life. And so then it, like, I guess it starts to become a question of like, what can I do that's like positive in the world? Like how could I like maybe use this wealth to contribute in some way? And like at this point, I'm not entirely sure, you know, what that would be. But I'd certainly want to be like having that conversation with myself of like, yeah, like what can I do to build something that's going to like have a positive impact on other people?
Yeah, that's great. That's awesome. It's a really positive thought. What about you, Chloe?
I have big plans. Assuming that my 15-year stakes are gonna be bomb diggity, just assuming. I want to help like animals, endangered animals, homeless people. Like just helping people and things in general. Like the more, the merrier. But like one thing I've always dreamed of was like buying like a big house, and you know how all the animals are at a shelter and in a cage, right? buy a house with land to where they can like wait for their new home as regular animals, run and play and be what they are instead of locked in a cage waiting for someone to take them home. You know, I would get my own like vet and have them live there, you know, like a guest house for them. They would live there to help with whatever they need help with, and then just have me and other people probably helping at the house, you know, just to be able to feed and properly care for them while they're waiting for their new homes. That'd be sweet.
So like a sanctuary, right?
Yeah.
Until they get adopted. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do. We should work
It's
together.
not a life living in a cage, and some of them don't get adopted. Like, I'd rather it die at my house, you know, not adopted and at least loved by me than in a cage. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's my thing too. I would love to have like a huge sanctuary for all the abandoned animals and, you know, horses that are sent to meat farms and stuff like that, and just save them all until they get adopted. And that would be great. And
That's
then
a beautiful idea.
Yeah. But if we're talking like stupid money, I would love to have like a huge house with like a pool and invite all the friends for a big party.
An island.
That's like hex colored for sure. That would be sick. But
I'm having parties, so you know, you're all invited. We're having parties, guys. Don't worry.
Anything else, Serena?
Like what I would do with money, or
like crazy money.
I don't know. Other than the animal thing and getting a big ass house with a pool and a Lambo.
Lambo, cool.
I would love to have a hex Lambo. Like I've seen some pictures and they're sexy as fuck. So that would be cool. I don't know. Just like save animals and stuff. That's my thing. So
yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, girl. What about you?
So I don't know. I guess like I haven't really even considered the possibility of, you know, extreme wealth yet. I'm just like, you know, would be amazing would be if I could buy a small house that I don't have a mortgage on, where I don't have to worry about my landlord like being crazy, like because I've had this whole weird thing with my landlords, like driving through my alley every day and like spying on my dog, you know, and I'm like, I just need to not have this situation anymore, you know?
Yeah. Oh well, NrdGrl, you know, things happen in life and things get better, and you know, working towards the goal, you're gonna get there in the end, you know.
Yes, I know. I'm just getting so much closer.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can feel that. I mean, even with your work now, NrdGrl, you got this new gig and you're doing really well. I mean, look at what's doing with our community. Like, you know, it's doing really well. And
I've been really excited about how responsive the Hex community has been to the whole thing. And, you know, largely that was because Brennan put in so much footwork.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know, I mean, we all should get on board with that. I know that I'm pretty much time strapped, but we all should be getting on board and, you know, trying to do what we can for the community, and also save some hexicans some money. Like, you know, if we're swapping, you know, or staking or whatever. And also that liquidity pool, I mean, 300%, that's nothing to sneeze at. I mean, traditional markets, you're looking at a 7% return. I mean, and now with the interest rates all around the world with the shitty coronavirus, I know Australia and USA are very similar with that 2.2% or 2%. That's nothing. I mean, 300%, that's crazy. So, you know, I think we'll all go away and look at that tonight. But yeah, NrdGrl, things will get better. You know, things will get better, and you know, you're gonna have your place, and you know, if you
right now I'm just like tired too. You know, like I've just been up for a couple of days, and it's been like this real roller coaster couple of days too.
Yeah.
I'm just tired. I feel like things are better. I feel like things are really getting better and have been, but I'm just.
That's good, but you also, you got to remember, you're working overnight. So that's a big body clock change and a
Yeah,
life.
that has had a major impact on my emotions.
Yeah, absolutely. You've done so well for being here and putting that, that awesome promo you did today. Slurping your hex straw.
So that was just, I was trying to get something. I had a longer, better liquidity video planned out. And then I was like, oh my God, I only have 40 minutes. I got to just do this.
Yeah, that was awesome. I love that.
Thank you.
Fantastic. I mean, we all got goals, right? I mean, for me, I'm pretty much established. But as I said before, I lug my Tesla because I'm a lazy driver. And, I want more for my kids. I mean, we don't live a bad life here in Australia. We live a pretty good life. But, I would like to see them, finish school and, buy a bigger house. And like you, Chloe, I want to buy like a big house and get a nice big pool and a really big entertainment area and have like, places where I can have guests over. So all the Hexicans come over and we can have a big party. Right. And I'm right in the airport as well. So all I have to do is catch a plane from Lax to Melbourne, and we're sweet. It's like 20 minutes, 15 minutes drive from the airport. So, that. Plus, I know this seems really weird, but I want to buy one of my childhood houses back. We moved around a little bit when I was young, and I always dream about
you scallywags. It's time to get the fuck off the ship.
Hey,
No!
What are you
Audio is so bad.
What are you doing?
It's time for the FN Hangout. You ladies have been on here sucking up splinters for 2 hours.
Yeah, but RG, we're ladies. We still have like another 3 hours.
I know. I can hear the chicken coop going already. It's time for you cluckers to get out of here.
All right, so here comes the FN Hangout.
I want you guys to stick around for a minute. I'm ending this thing. We love you. You guys are great. It's time for the FN Hangout.
Thanks for joining in, Dirty Pirates. Good to see all you Hexicans. Thanks for joining. Love you guys.
Stick around, ladies.
Bye.
Bye.